some rags right now. That stinks. Alright, we got the gas tank out. Time to get all the bolts and everything loosened up on this rear end. I'm going to take everything off. Just leave the rear end sitting on top of the leaf springs. Shocks, everything disconnected, out of the way. Lower it down, get the wheels off. We'll slide the rear end on the trailer and or on the cart. Get this back up in the air and wire wheel the rest of the underside of this, get her all cleaned up. Ready to start doing the rest of the fabrication. I can deal with these inner fenders that are rusted, they don't look too bad. Oh yeah, that side's pretty bad. But I'll get this inner fender on both sides. So let's get this out of here. Bring it down and get this ass end out. Nasty, stinky gas in my ear. Gruh. That's awesome. So yeah, 63, it's 80 freaking years old, right? 40, 60 freaking years old. And that bolt came off by hand. I'm not gonna complain. Probably shouldn't have said anything until I did not know this one came right out. Apparently this was put together by small children. Sorry if you happen to be the guy that did this years ago. Oh, look at that. You gotta be kidding me. Absolutely unbelievable. Was this one gonna do that? Huh. You put it on yesterday. That's kind of funky. TKO. 63 Nova project. All up on the rack, we got this thing completely stripped down, wire wheeled, cleaned up, gone over every inch. Got our list of patch panels, pieces, parts, stuff we're gonna need to get this body back into shape. Here's our pile of parts. It's the new quarter skins, new door shells, and the drop downs for the trunk area. I also have another floor piece coming, but we're gonna replace the front edge of the floor up here, and we probably have some work to do on the tunnel to fit the new LS and the 6-speed and all that stuff in there. So we're gonna get that cut out, opened up, get the motor fit in, figure out if we have to change anything on the tunnel, and then cut a bunch of this firewall away. And while the motor is mocked up in place, we'll figure out what panels we're gonna make for the firewall to smooth that out, make it look nicer. So, all right, so having the lift here isn't exactly ideal for swapping the doors out, but it's gonna be really nice getting this thing up and down when we're dealing with quarters. We've got it strapped down so it doesn't flip over or anything, so I'm just gonna leave it up here. I'm gonna mark these hinges where I've got them, because they are very close to where I'm gonna want them. Alright, so I figured if I got this thing off the lift, put it on some jack stands, I'd have a little more room to get at the hinges with the door, but that's going to be a much bigger mess and a lot more messing around than I really want to do. I did manage to get an extra couple of inches, but not as much as I would have liked, so we're just going to continue on the way we were going. Gap's all right. I'd like for the gap here to be a little smaller, so I think when we put the new quarter skin on, I will probably bring it in a little bit, and I'll add a little to this section here, but we will worry about that in a little bit. Right now, I just want to go ahead and run a piece of tape down this body line here. That's where I'm going to want to have my weld right along the bottom of that line. So I'm going to do a nice little cut a little bit below this. I'll just go through the holes for now. We can go back and clean that up. Maybe I'll just go right on the line, get that nice cut. It gives me 3/4 of an inch to play when I get the other piece on, so that'll be fine. And then I'm going to go drill out these spot welds. I'll just run a rough line down here and here and along the back, get the main part of this chunk out of here, and clean up the edges where the piece goes so we can actually see the inside of this tub and see what we got to deal with when we get on the inside here. So about, getting those new Detroit speed tubs and everything in there. So let's go ahead and chop that off. I'm gonna go grab some safety glasses. we'll get the vacuum, get the rest of these little rodents and stuff out of here. I've got a new panel for that piece back there, a new drop down panel, so we'll get that fitted up and in there. This line's nice and straight, so I'm not too concerned with that. Like I said, this is gone. So I'm gonna start getting the spot weld cutter up, get this all cleaned out, swept up so I'm not working in mouse crap. Yeah, the brace is still in here and good. I didn't cut too deep, so that's perfect. Got some of the caulk off. Everything looks pretty good and solid up here along the trunk. I'm gonna figure out and get this trimmed up real nice here in the back. I will have to do a little bit of repair on this outer inner fender. This part stays. This is not part of the tub kit that we got from Detroit Speed. So it actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. I'm gonna run over everything with the wire wheel, get all the surface rust, everything off, so I can really see where these spot welds are. I'll get those all drilled out. We can get this lower drop down piece in, get that cleaned up. And then I'm gonna come around up here to the front. This all looks really good here, just a little bit of surface rust. So I'm gonna get the rest of the quarter skin off down here at the bottom where it meets the rocker, and up here where it meets up with the door jamb, get that all cleaned up. This is all welded up nice. Got it to meet up really nice in this back corner back here. This is all beautiful brand new metal. Might have overdone it a little bit here, but make sure it's good and strong. Some seam sealer on it. And then right there, that little corner, I've got to make a piece goes all the way over. This piece is pretty well shaped. Got it shaped up on the shrinker stretcher. We'll go ahead and get this tacked into place. We go ahead and lap weld it, makes it a little bit stronger. It'll all be sealed up on the inside. It looks really nice and clean on the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this in, get it fitted, and weld her up. Alright, got this all welded up, repaired. Sprayed it down with some KBS. The new section to go inside the trunk, the new edge of the trunk floor. So now, decided before we put the quarter skin on, I don't know if it's gonna help or not, but it's off, so I'm gonna just go with it. And started getting all these spot welds cut out of the inner tub so that we can get the new Detroit Speed tubs put in. So I actually have a kit here from Detroit Speed for the mini wheel tubs, and it comes with directions, and I'm going to actually use them. So according to Detroit Speed and their little paperwork here, we're supposed to take the tension springs off the hood off, or the tension springs off the trunk hinges, the trunk deck lid off, and the hinges off. So we got that far. I already drilled the spot welds off of the driver's side down below. So next thing it says to do is on the passenger side, I need to drill out all the spot welds for the hood hinge and separate those. And on the driver's side, where is it? How did I lose the page? And on the driver's side, I'm supposed to cut it 1/4 of an inch below the recess that's stamped into the bracket. So yeah, drill all the spot welds out of this one on the passenger side and cut this one off right below the offset. So we're gonna go do that now. All right, so she's a little mangled, but nothing we can't straighten out when we go to weld it back in, and rosette welded, it'll look perfect. And then this one's chopped out, both nice and loose. So we'll move on to the next step. Oh yeah, in case you forgot, remove the battery cable. I think we're okay. Yeah, what we got here? All right, let's cut the lower support flange piece out of the factory wheel wells. Can do. So yeah, so this one, that brace is right in the way. I don't know if it's different because this is a convertible, probably. So I'm gonna have to take a little more time cutting and getting around that thing. Won't be quite as simple as that one. All right, so unfortunately, this is where I become absolutely no help at all, because this is a convertible and they give us these really nice templates to cut everything out around the wheel tubs and make it fit, so when we put the new one in, it'll slide right in and tack it in and all of that. Well, being a convertible, where the back seat goes here is completely different.